All right, it looks like fall is in the air. We're getting all decorated at the cottage, but you know, this time of year it's food, family, friends, and football, and you know I'm excited about that. So we've got a lot to catch up on. Let's go inside and do just that. You know, one of the things that we do at the cottage this time of year is we decorate for our children's cooking classes. And last week we had one where we did Applelicious. So we had all kinds of apples. We had them in the barrels when you came up. We've got another one tomorrow that we're doing with the older children. So I'm really looking forward to it. But, you know, there's been so much going on. We were starstruck this month with a very special guest that came to film with us. For those of you in the Atlanta area and the state of Georgia for that matter, the name Monica Kaufman Pearson will certainly ring a bell. She was the anchor on WSB in Atlanta for over 35 years. And honestly, I just remember her so well from my early days at the University of Georgia as being a real role model for young women. And certainly she bridged all sorts of barriers to get to that position. She interviewed for the job alongside Oprah Winfrey and Jane Pauley, and so isn't that amazing? So I was just thrilled to have her on. She was a customer of our mail order company for years, so she came on and made some of her special recipes. That will be our Thanksgiving show, and I hope you'll set your calendars to watch that one. And then, you know, one of the things that we do on the show, a lot of times we do giveaways, but we also do special deals. So there's some deals that are going on through the end of the month, this month, that I hope you'll take advantage of. You'll find these on Instagram and Facebook. We've got one going with Toque Blanche, and it's mytoque.com, and the code is VERA20. And this was the episode we did on bunts, on everything that you could do in bunt pans. So they have gorgeous anniversary Nordic ware pans and a lot of things on their website. They're a great company. I hope you'll check that out. And then finally, Run Amok. Run Amok was in the episode that we aired just last week, and we did a delicious syrup that we used on the French toast recipe. So many people commented about it, so there's also a deal for them as well. So remember, when you watch the show, there's all kinds of things that you can learn besides just cooking. All right, so we've got the whole rest of the fall headed up with our Saturday camp series. In October, we've got Spooktacular, and you can only imagine what some of those recipes will look like and taste like. So that'll be a lot of fun. So if you need more information on that, go to veryveracamp.com to sign up your young person for these classes. And then we've got the entire month of October with some tremendous shows. So let me give you just a little sneak preview of what you'll be seeing in the month of October. So it's going to start with the 75th anniversary show for Sub-Zero Wolf and Cove. You know, we were there the end of August, so we filmed our first episode in celebration of this wonderful anniversary for that company. I was so thrilled to get to spend time with Jim Bakke and learn more about his family and the creation of the very first Sub-Zero freezer. So that episode is going to be terrific. And then we're going to be doing the best of Augusta in conjunction with the Augusta Convention and Visitors Bureau and Augusta Magazine. So since it's all about the best of, I thought, well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the best of Vera and some of the things that we've been noted for over the years. And next we have Kelsey Burak. She recently won on Chopped Sweets on the Food Network. So she and I are going to go battle together in the kitchen. I'm really looking forward to that episode, and I think you'll really like her and her recipes. And then finally, Brian Hart Hoffman is going to be back for the third time. We're doing recipes out of 3 of his magazines. So this is going to be really a lot of fun. So I hope you'll tune in for that. Got a lot to look forward to. All right, so fall is the perfect time to do just one thing for an appetizer and be done. And there could be nothing more impressive right now than a beautiful charcuterie board. Well, I happen to be the lucky owner of a Julie Vogelin board. Julie actually just got written up in Augusta Magazine about a month or so ago on her artistry with these charcuterie boards. This board was made from a piece of cedar from Wade Plantation in 1857. This tree is circa from that period of time. And she gets the wood and she has it milled and she sands it down. And then for me, she just put my last name on the front of it, but I absolutely love to make this board, use this board for charcuterie. So why don't I give you a few little tips on how to put together the perfect charcuterie board. Depending on where you buy your cheese, it might come wrapped in plastic wrap. When you get the cheese home, transfer to wax paper for storage. Like many fermented foods, cheese is alive and needs oxygen. Sometimes it's hard not to eat cheese right out of the fridge, but if you can wait, let your cheese sit out for at least half an hour before digging in. Refrigeration dulls the cheese flavor and makes the texture brittle instead of soft and pliable. Your patience will pay off. Don't throw away the rind. The rind of softer cheeses like brie are not only edible, but can add an exciting dimension of flavor. Harder rinds are a great addition to homemade stocks and soups. To put together a simple charcuterie board, choose 2 to 4 cheeses with varying textures. I've chosen a blue cheese, aged Gouda, and cheddar. I've selected salami and prosciutto as my meats. For accompaniments, I like to include some dried and fresh fruit, a pickled item like watermelon rind, nuts, some spreads, and a few types of crackers. Have fun and enjoy your charcuterie. All right, so I hope you'll try that. Really easy to do. And don't forget, Tony Chachere's is always the perfect seasoning. If you want to have that in a bowl, just for people maybe to dip some of the raw vegetables or other things, it's the perfect seasoning for any occasion. All right, so when I'm not busy working on the show and with my children's cooking camp and just generally running a small business in general, the parent part of our organization is Vera Hospitality. And I've been doing this now for over 36 years. It started as a catering business in my home kitchen back in 1984. And because we're located in Augusta, Georgia, one of the biggest parties of the year and just events in general happen around the Masters Golf Tournament. So I know you, like many of us, were on the edge of our seat as to whether or not patrons and spectators would be allowed to come this year to the tournament. So with the news that there would be no spectators at the tournament, I've had some questions that I never expected, and that is, what in the world do you do if you can't come to the Masters and watch the golf tournament on the course and eat the famous pimento cheese and chicken salad sandwiches and the other wonderful meals that are served here by caterers and also restaurants in the area? What do you recommend? So I was very excited to be interviewed by Garden & Gun magazine on what that would look like if we were doing a tournament, how we would do that virtually and have really good food. So they did an article in here on what I would actually serve myself. So I hope you'll check it out in their latest issue. But you know, through the years, we've provided wonderful Southern styled menus for our customers to choose from during that week. We have very talented chefs that come in from all over the Southeast to help us prepare beautiful plated meals, wonderful buffets, and then of course we're noted for our Southern desserts. So I hope that you will be thinking about what you can prepare as you and your family and friends watch the tournament this fall in November from TV instead of right here in Augusta. And we're going to be having a contest at Vera Hospitality. So please start following us there and look out for details on the contest that we'll be doing about your Masters themed event that you'll have with your own family and friends. As always, thank you so much for joining me each month to catch up with what's going on at Vera and the Cottage and all the things that we have going on in our company. But I wanted to certainly point out the fact that we have grown in numbers with the fact that we're in so many new markets right now with the show. So for those of you that are new to Cottage CatchUp, let me just quickly go over the states that are now airing the Vera show. Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Indiana, Wisconsin, and New York. Oh my gosh! And you know what? We love hearing from everybody, whether it's a giveaway or promotional material we're doing. We just love for you to reach out, tell us where you're watching the show, and maybe give us some suggestions on what you would like to see. So remember, we've got a fan club that cooks out of the cookbook. There's so many things that you can be engaged in. So as I always say on the Very Vera Show, no matter what you do it in good taste. I hope you'll come back next month for more of Cottage Catch Up.